Hi, I'm Euge Valovirta, and on this one I'm gonna check out the quite new Sennheiser's EW digital wireless system and how it compares to a normal cable, high quality guitar cable. So first the signal change. So guitar, then cable, the Sennheiser EWDX SKR1-9 transmitter, which is here on my belt kinda, or on the pocket. And then it goes to the receiver. Out from the receiver, let me actually film this. So receiver, out from the receiver, there's a cable, output cable, goes inside of this snake. So this is my live rig, and it goes to the input of the pedal board. And now I had on SD1 and the noise suppressor. Then out here, the pink one, and that's power, cord there. So everything is coming on the same source. Out, it goes back to the same snake, and it goes to the input of a Blue Guitars Amp 1 Iridium. And now I'm not using the DI setup, so this is my kind of speaker live, which is New Neighbors Iconoclast. I'm not using that. So there's a speaker cable which goes, a long speaker cable, goes to another room where my cabinets are, and right now I'm miking a Celestion T75 with two microphones, Sennheiser's MD421 and E906. Signal goes back into my Universal Audio's Apollo X8 audio interface, and I'm using API Unison preamp, and then the signal goes to Pro Tools. So this is great. It's amazing. Me and CYHRA, we've been endorsed by Sennheiser for years, which I'm and we as a band are really grateful. So when we founded CYHRA in 2017, we started to use Sennheiser wireless things. Jake uses Sennheiser microphone, in-ear stuff. Everything is Sennheiser. And now Anders, thank you, from Sennheiser, was kind enough to, give me a few of these. And I have the new digital series, which is basically two wirelesses in one and two. There's two sides, so you can see here. So here is side one, which is now on. It says Euge, and side two, there's nothing. And then there's two outputs. So I could, have another guitar player, Markus in CYHRA, Roope in Suburban Tribe, could use the other side and then output from the device to his amplifier. So it's basically two in one, and then there's, more rack here, so you can fit it into this kind of rack unit. I don't have it now here because this is my live setup now. Two antennas, and it shows always like which antenna. Now it's the left one. Sometimes it can change wherever is the strongest signal. This is really easy to set up. I haven't get along with wirelesses, so I've been lucky enough to have a tech or backliner or personal tech who's always set up these things to me. Well, this is, even I could understand it. It's pretty easy to set up. So here what we have is like I said, channels 1, 2. There's nothing on 2 now. So channel 1, and then when you press this, you can enter kind of the setup mode. And there is a scan auto setup. So especially in festivals, what you want to do is you want to scan the frequencies so that you're not stepping on anyone else's toes. You know, this scans automatically the free frequencies that are available, and then you just need to sync your, you know, belt pack, and you don't need to put it very close like on the previous ones. Just somewhere around, press sync and it syncs. And then there's all kind of sync parameters. I'm not gonna go through them now, but they are really you know, easy, and you can have this as RF mute or AU mute or not at all. So I have it on RF, so I have two belt packs here. This is B and the other is A. They're usually on my straps, so whatever guitar I'm using, I'm just mute the other I'm not using, so there's no interference. So they are same frequency, and then, you know, this as RF mute, it does that. Then there's cable emulation. So this was pretty good. So there is you can have it off, type 1, type 2, type 3. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but how I feel, how I hear it, this type 1 kind of emulates a shorter cable. So compared to this one, it adds kind of like a little bit of a top end. And this is a bit longer cable and even longer cable. With EMG active pickups, there's not much difference, but I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna compare, like I said in the beginning, this to a cable. And this type 1 was the closest or pretty much identical to this is a 3-meter cordial cable with Euge plugs, you know, codon plugs, best you can pretty much buy. And this nails it. And then there's a low cut trim AFL. This was how it was. Gain, so this goes from -3 to 42. I had it on 33. So then the gain structure here, but also the amount of distortion and gain, and the amp and my rig behaves similarly when this is set to 33 when I have it on my cable. I did a comparison and I just set it where it was like, okay, now there's no difference whether I'm using a cable or not. No. And of course there's a bit of latency when you know, wireless cables, my cables are like 10 or 50 meters, so there's pretty much, and if we, you know, take those cables on the pedal board, it's probably like 40 meters, 50 meters of cables. The latency, if I remember correct, was 1 point something, so I don't feel it. It's not audible, especially because I have my pedals, they're analog, you know, SD1. Well, these are digital, but I'm using them only on a couple of songs, on a couple of parts. I'm basically using SD, chorus, wah-wah. The Blue Guitars Amp 1, it's analog. So the only latency I have is what this has, and it's so small, it was 1.9 something, that it's not meaningful. I don't feel it. I pretty much always on you know, I used to feel it a little bit, like these ones. It's amazing. Okay, now let's change it to a cable. Tuner on, this one out. Then I'm gonna plug a cable here. Okay, back to wireless. Once more. Okay, back to wireless again, and then let's check out the differences between the cable emulation. So what I'm gonna do is go here, channel 1, cable emulation, okay. Off, change it manually. Now, alright, disable. I don't know how well this translates, but I feel that like with older, I used wireless since the 90s, and the problem with those were when they worked without, you know, connecting failures, the low end and top end was always, you know, cut. So I used an EQ pedal, kind of like boosting highs and lows whenever I was using a wireless. These are nowadays so good that there's hardly any difference. Okay, now it was off. Let's put the type 1 on. And let's make sure it's here also. Type 1, cool. I feel like there is a tiny amount of top end kind of more, so it's more like the cable, kind of like shorter cable. Let's change this to type 3, which I believe is the kind of stimulates a long cable. Let's change it here to type 3, like that. Very little difference, but because I'm using now active EMGs. EMGs are great. It doesn't matter if you have a 3 meter, 30 meter or 300 meter cable. They deliver. Now we have passive pickup, medium output, Seymour Duncan custom. Standard tuning, okay. Now let's take the cable emulation off. And let's take it here. I'm doing these now manually because I would need to sync them millions times, but I'm just gonna do it now manually. Disabled, great. It's darker. Definitely, okay. Cable emulation 1, cable emulation 1. Yeah, more brightness. Not sure again how well this translates. They were here, we have really good studio monitors. I can hear it. So this is fantastic. Okay, now let's try with this cable. Is there a difference? This cable, cordial cable with Euge plug, it's 3 meter. Okay, back to wireless. To me, no difference. So the type 1 is just like my really high quality cordial cable with golden Euge plugs. Conclusion. These new Sennheiser's EW. This is the DX version, which I believe is the most expensive. So this is, I think, like $1,000 the receiver. These transmitters, I believe these are 400 or 500 a piece of this EWDX series. This is amazing. This is, I mean, I don't know if this is the best, but this is the best I've ever tried. And I've tried a bunch of wirelesses, you know, touring all over the world over 20 years. The sound is just with a cable, and I used this just a couple of days ago at Czech Republic, in Czech Republic at Masters of Rock, where the stage was like, I don't know, I think it was 60 meters wide, 40 meters deep, you know, bigger than many clubs. And I just used one antenna. Now I have two, one in the back. No problems, no cutouts, nothing. Scanned really fast. Okay, these are available, because there was a lot of wirelesses on stage there, you know, like insane amount. No problems at all. Worked absolutely fantastic. So if you are a gigging musician, a professional, or you do it just as a hobby, but you do gigs constantly, and you're playing on stages where it makes sense to have wireless, obviously in small club, you know, if you have like a couple of meters where you can move it, doesn't make much sense. But I mean, kinda, it's easier because you don't need to worry about stumbling on cables. But anyway, if you play shows regularly, very strong recommendation. I mean, I think this is the best you can get. At least I like it a lot. Again, thank you Sennheiser for all the support during the years, and I hope that support will continue, you know. I really like that stuff, and the microphones too. Hey, hopefully you found this interesting and informative. Until next time, take care, bye!